Good day, everyone. My name is Mrs. Joanna C. Deliore, and welcome to our discussion for today. We are going to talk about solving quadratic equations by quadratic formula. But before we proceed to our discussion for today, let us recall the different methods that we learned in solving quadratic equations. These methods are extracting the square root, factoring, completing the square, and for today's discussion, we have quadratic formula. What is a quadratic formula? Quadratic formula is a formula that provides solutions in a quadratic equation. The quadratic formula is x is equal to negative b plus minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a, where a is not equal to 0. The plus minus sign indicates that there are two solutions in the quadratic equation. Each of these two solutions is called a root of the equation. Let's take now the first example. Find the solutions of the equation 2x squared plus 3x equals 27 using the quadratic formula. In solving quadratic equations using quadratic formula, we need first to write the equation in standard form. So recall that the standard form of a quadratic equation is ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. So the given equation, which is 2x squared plus 3x equals 27, is not yet in its standard form. So we transpose the constant term to the left side of the equation. As we transpose a term to the other side of the equation, the sign will also change. So we obtained now the equation 2x squared plus 3x minus 27 equals 0. After writing the equation in standard form, we are going now to determine the value of a, b, and c. So in the equation that we obtained, what is the value of a? We have 2. For the value of b, we have 3. For the value of c, we have negative 27. Next, after determining the value of a, b, and c, we are going to substitute these values in the quadratic formula. So we have negative of 3 plus minus the square root of 3 squared minus 4 times 2 times negative 27 over 2 times 2. Next, we simplify. It gives us negative 3 plus minus the square root of 3 squared is 9 plus, because we have negative 4 times 2 is negative 8. Negative 8 times negative 27, we have positive 216 over 2 times 2 is 4. Next, we simplify and it gives us x is equal to negative 3 plus minus the square root of 9 plus 216 is 225 over 4. Next, let's take the square root of 225. Okay, so we have now x is equal to negative 3 plus minus 15 over 4. So, remember that there are two solutions in the quadratic equation. We have x of 1 and x of 2. For the first root, which is x of 1, we have negative 3 plus 15 over 4. For the second root, we have negative 3 minus 15 over 4. Let us simplify the first root. So, negative 3 plus 15 over 4 is positive 12 over 4. Positive 12 over 4 is simply 3. So, the first root is positive 3. Next, for the second root, we have negative 3 minus 15 over 4. It gives you negative 18 over 4. Negative 18 over 4 is negative 9 over 2. So, for the second root, we have negative 9 over 2. Okay, so after determining the solutions of the quadratic equation, we are going now to check if the solutions we obtained are correct. Okay, so check the solutions obtained against the original equation. So, the original equation is 2x squared plus 3x equals 27. So, by checking for x is equal to 3, Substitute the values in the original equation. Okay, so both values of x satisfy the given equation. So the equation 2x squared plus 3x equals 27 is true when x is equal to 3 and x is equal to negative 9 over 2. Now let's proceed to the second example. Solve 2x squared plus 6x minus 20 equals 0 by quadratic formula. Notice that the given equation is already in its standard form. So we are going now to determine the values of a, b, and c. What is the value of a in the given equation? We have 2. Very good. How about the value of b? We have 6. For the value of c, negative 20. Very good. So after determining the value of a, b, and c, what are we going to do next? Substitute the values in quadratic formula. Very good. So it gives you x is equal to negative of 6 plus minus the square root of 6 squared minus 4 times 2 times negative 20 over 2 times 2. Then we simplify. We have negative 6 plus minus the square root of 6 squared is 36. Then negative 4 times 2 is negative 8. Negative 8 times negative 20 is positive 160. All over. 2 times 2 is 4. Okay, we simplify again. Then we have negative 6 plus minus the square root of 36 plus 160 is 196. All over 4. Now, take the square root of 196. The square root of 196 is what? We have 14. Very good. So, we have now x is equal to negative 6 plus minus 14 over 4. So, remember again that we have two solutions in the quadratic equation. We have x of 1 and x of 2. So, for x of 1, we have negative 6 plus 14 over 4. For x of 2, we have negative 6 minus 14 over 4. Let us simplify the first root. Negative 6 plus 14 is positive 8. Then the denominator is 4. 8 divided by 4 is 2. So the first root is positive 2. For the second root, negative 6 minus 14 is negative 20. The denominator is 4. So it gives you negative 20 over 4. Negative 20 over 4 is negative 5. So the roots of the equation are 2 and negative 5. Next, what are we going to do now? We have the checking. For the checking, just substitute the value of x in the original equation. So we have for the value of x of 1, which is 2, this is a checking. And for x of 2, we also have the checking. Both value of x satisfy the given equation. Therefore, the equation 2x squared plus 6x minus 20 equals 0 is true when x of 1 is equal to 2 and x of 2 is equal to negative 5. Do you have any questions? Okay, so let's summarize now what we learned. What is the quadratic formula? Quadratic formula is x is equal to negative b plus minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. How to use the quadratic formula in solving quadratic equations? First, you need to write the equation in standard form. Second, determine the values of a, b, and c. Third, substitute the values of a, b, and c in the quadratic formula and simplify. And check the solutions obtained against the original equation. Okay, so that's end our discussion for today. Now, check your understanding by doing this. Okay, so thank you very much guys for listening. I hope this is helpful for you to understand the quadratic formula. Thank you very much. I am Mrs. Joanna C. Steliore, your presenter.